Welcome, viewers, to another edition of My Opinion. Um, in my opinion, without news, sports, general issues affecting the world, especially in Jamaica. And remember to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, so as soon as a new video is released, you'll be the first to be notified. And today's topic, we want to talk about the Jamaica Public Service. I think the Jamaica Public Service is one of the biggest rip-off company that Jamaica's ever had. Now, just taking you back a few days to May 18th, there was a release from the Jamaica Public Service Company that says customers will be getting an increase of about 7.4% on their electricity bills. Here we go again with the stupid excuse. Excuse is the devaluation of the Jamaican dollar. While we can admit that yes, the Jamaican dollar has been devaluating, this is the excuse the Jamaica Public Service Company uses every time whenever they seem to want to inflict serious monetary damage on poor people. Now, we see one customer complaining. We have even seen persons demonstrating against the light and power company, Jamaica Public Service, and it's basically to no avail. We haven't seen any real changes. Who can you go to and complain about the Jamaica Public Service Company with an intention that you will be rewarded, your money will be returned, they'll be checked, your system will be checked properly. If there's any infrastructure problem, if there's any issue, you'll be reimbursed your money or something like that. Because the OUR is just another place for talk, because the OUR does not really act. They say they do this, they say they do that, but in reality, we don't see anything happening. I mean, taking it back to one customer has seen a 1,000% increase in her bill. Her bill was like $4,000. Now it's $32,000. Now, a lot of persons are trying their best to conserve, but when it comes on to the Jamaica Public Service Company, it seems like there's no way in realistically reducing your bill. Once you decide that you're gonna conserve, not playing the television as much, not doing this as much, and conserve with the intention of seeing a reduction in your bill, 99% of the time you actually see an increase in your bill. And there's this pattern that we got to observe with the Jamaica Public Service Company. Whenever it's the summer, your bill goes up. Why? They anticipate maybe you'll be using more electricity. The time is hot, you'll be using air condition, which is a farce, which is garbage. And then in the Christmas season, they do the same because they anticipate that more customers will be using Christmas lights and they'll be having Christmas this and Christmas that. So they put the increase on your bill. Now, whenever you complain, there's a stupid argument from the Jamaica Public Service representatives most times that they are going to send someone to investigate the matter. Sending someone to investigate the matter is one, but does anything really happen after sending someone to investigate the matter? Most, if not that, if all the times, no, nothing happens. The Jamaica Public Service Company is a rip-off entity that tries to take away poor people's money. Now, one person, Asafa Powell, Jamaican track star, on his official Twitter account stated that his bill has jumped over $20,000 each month, even though he has a solar system in place. So even when you try to shift away from the Jamaica Public Service Company, they find a way how to dig your pocket out, how to increase your light bill, how to increase everything. And I mean, at the end of the day, the service is awful. Not to even mention their customer service. That's another issue for another time. You understand? Now, after the pressure came down on the Jamaica Public Service Company, we saw where the energy minister called out the OUR to conduct an audit on the JPS operation. Now I have to laugh when I hear that, because how many times have we heard about audit being done and audit to various companies and whatever? The problem is the audit can always be done. Will the system be put in place that when the audit is done and it shows all the flaws and all the calculation problem that the Jamaica Public Service Company is using to take money out of poor people's pocket, will all these problems will be fixed when the audit is complete? That's another question. Now, the other big red flag is, how can your fuel and IP charges be higher than your actual electricity that you consume? I just can't understand that. The fuel and IP charges on your bill is actually higher than the electricity that you consume. This is a joke. And then to make matters worse, after all these uproar and people demonstrating and people calling and people pressuring the Jamaica Public Service Company, here we go, hearing that on our bill, you're charged for the persons who are stealing electricity. How can I be paying for something that I am not using? Other persons are stealing from your company. You have to put things in place. You have to find ways to reduce your losses by trying to bring these persons to book, trying to create a system that it is almost impossible for someone to steal light. Now, what if I'm in a community, like we know, for instance, even though we're not stereotyping, we know that most of the inner city communities, they don't pay light. A lot of persons bridge their light, steal light, right? Now, what happens to the one or two legitimate customers who are in those communities? How do you split the electricity that you lose to those people's bill? This is inconsiderate, and this is robbery at its highest level. Jamaica Public Service Company can be considered a big rapist because they're raping the customers of their hard-earned cash by padding their bills with things that the customers don't have any control over. A customer don't have any control over another person stealing the JPS bill. So what, the JPS light. So why should I be held accountable for JPS losses? When JPS makes a profit, who benefits? The customer doesn't get a benefit. Now, this situation hurts so much that, you know, the biggest problem is the government of Jamaica has to stop JPS from being a monopoly. JPS is the only light and power company in Jamaica, and because of this, the JPS have no reason, no intention of dropping the cost of electricity or changing the ways how they do things. The JPS continues to do what it wants to do because it's the only company in Jamaica that provides light and power to people. And because of this, the JPS is a big ripoff, and they continue to rip off poor people. Anyway, it's a very topical issue. You can relate to it. You can leave us your comment, like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And as we say, just be good. If you can't be good, be careful. Take care of your loved one. See you next time.